Alright, I'm continuing the countdown to ProffieOS6. So this is actually, it's a brand new style, but it also has a brand new feature. So I'm using this to kind of introduce two things. So first is the style itself is actually what I'm calling a rotoscope style. And this is something I've been kind of playing with for a while, but the idea behind it is in the original trilogy, the lightsaber effects kind of had this, they had a flicker to them, but it was actually kind of a wave motion. So this combines an audio flicker where the flickering effect is based on the hum and the swing sounds, but it also has a wave effect built into it. And that's to produce more kind of that undulating effect we would see in the original trilogy. So this style is going to be in the new OS6 library. I am calling it a rotoscope style. And it's kind of more of a lightsaber effect that you would have seen in the original trilogy. But it will act a little different in every font because it has the audio flicker part of it, where that flickering that you see happening right now is going to be based on the hum and or swing or whatever sounds are playing. But the other reason for this style is this is going to be a feature of the OS6 library. It's actually a new capability called style options. And what style options are is it basically allows you to have a single base style with many different versions. So this particular style I've built with 4 options. And for this particular setup, the 4 options are actually how the colors are used to create this effect. So the effect itself stays the same, but by changing how the colors are used, I can actually take one style and I can use it many different ways. And that's the idea behind style options, is that you're going to be able to have a single style, but you can copy that style to multiple presets, apply different fonts to it, but then also change all the coloring and multiply that by how many options you get, and all of a sudden one style gets exponentially more usable across all your presets. It also lets you kind of change up different things. So one of the features of style options is going to be the ability to change how the colors are used in the style, but there's a lot of other uses which I'll be rolling out as I build them into the library. But style options will be coming. They are part of edit mode. They're also going to be a big feature built into the new OS6 library, so this is kind of the starting point for it. So this is with all the style options, they're going to be numbered. The default is always going to be called option 0. So this is option 0 of the rotoscope style, and I'm going to have to go into edit mode to show you the other versions. So I'll go into that and I'll kind of jump through. I'm just going to go through the menu real quick. There'll be a separate video on edit mode's menus once that's all finished up and ready to go. But so let me go do that.
Edit mode. Edit style. Select option. Select style. Edit style settings. Select option. Style options.
So this is the style option. So it's going to say option 0 because that's the one that's currently active.
Option 0.
So I'm going to just turn it once to get to option 1. And what option 1?
Option 1.
So what option 1 is it, let me save it so it doesn't go messing with me.
Save. Select option. Cancel. Style menu. Select style.
Alright, so I'm going to set that. So this is option 1 of the rotoscope style, and what it is this actually uses a secondary color. So the first version, all the effects are based on your base color, and that's totally editable, so you have the ability to edit the base color, but that base color is applied multiple ways. So it uses the base color, and it's a single color style. Option 1 in this particular style is set up to use 2 colors. It's going to use your base color as the baseline effect, and then it has the alt color over the top. In this case, I'm using the base color is blue, the alt color is an ice blue, and that creates kind of a bright effect that's going to be running up the blade, as opposed to the other version, which actually uses a mix of blue by itself. And color mixes is just one way to use style options, but it's the exact same actual effect running. It's just running now with 2 colors in place of a single color. So that's what creates this secondary effect. And you could technically change the base color and the alt color individually. You could do a mix of like a blue and a green. You could do like a red and a yellow. And you can do a lot more now because option 1 gives you 2 colors. Option 0, the default, is a single color effect. And now I'll go show the other 2 options. What they are is just reverses, so it lets you change up how the colors are put together. But it does give you a variation on this effect so that you can use it multiple times over, change out the colors, use it with different fonts, and it'll look a little different on each one. So I'm going to go
Edit style settings.
back to my style option.
Select option. Style options. Option 1.
So that's option 1. So now we're going to rotate to option 2.
Option 2.
And I'll save that.
Save. Select option. Cancel. Style menu.
So now option 2 of this rotoscope style, it inverts the use of the color. So this is a single style version again, but this time it uses the duller version as the baseline effect and the brighter version of the single color as the top layer. And this, it not only dims the blade a little bit, but it actually gives it a little bit of a different motion up the blade because we're flipping the colors of what they're being used. And then we do have a third color option, or style option.
Select option. Style options. Option 2.
So this is option 3.
Option 3. Save. Select option. Cancel. Style menu.
So this
Select style.
Now, I'm still in edit mode, so I have to remember that because the dial will still work. So this is option 3 of this rotoscope style. And what this does is it takes the alt color, which in this case is the ice blue, and it runs it as the base effect, and then it's running the base color over the top of that. So this has a baseline of ice blue with a blue wave running up it. So what that does is this gives you kind of a fourth mix. So even though it's option 3, because we started 0, you're getting 4 options in this style. And it allows you to do different editing, different versions. Now, style options are not going to be just limited to color mixes. I actually have a lot of styles planned out for the OS6 library that'll use style options in a lot of different ways. But basically, what style options are, what they're intended to be, is for you to have a single preset of a single style, but get many uses out of it with different variations. You can have variations on speed, you can have variations on direction, you can have variations on the color mixes, how the colors are used. You can change up intensity of effects. All of those capabilities are going to be built into a single style, and then using edit mode or editing your presets, you'll be able to change that option number and get one style to do many different things. And then if you also keep in mind, you're going to be able to change all these colors individually, your base color, your alt color, plus all the effect colors. You'll be able to use one preset and create, hundreds of, or one style can create hundreds of presets where you'll be able to change up the color on each one, change up the options on each one, and it basically just becomes a combination where one style with all these different options built into it can get used over and over again, and you're not going to have the same style repeating. So it's going to be really helpful. I have a lot of big plans for it, and it's going to be a big feature of the OS6 library. So this is just one of the uses. I have a lot more planned and a lot more to come, but we keep counting down to OS6, so hope you enjoy.